Okay, this is it. As you can see, my brother is praying to the wiring harness. He's pointing at Mecca. Well, he's pointing at something. Most of it's rude. This is the old wiring harness, and it's being used as a reference. The new harness in here, as you can see, is dingly dangling down and trying to get everything in the correct positions and identifying the colours, which aren't always as they should be. So that's fun. Sorry about the noise. It's that guy there, his name's Ron. He's one of my buddies and he's doing the papers for me. Under the bonnet here, I've just got one more wire to do on this side. And that's a ground wire for all of the lights on this side. Then I will be dealing with this side, and I'm probably going to have to take the windscreen washer bottle out because I think it's in the way. And obviously I have to shorten the wires. I've got to tie this wire up here with a clamp. That's the theory. I've got my little snap-on tester here, very helpful. It gives me a 12-volt supply so I can check out which wire goes to where, because if you look in there, let me get that out of the way, you can see there's a lot of fucking wires, and up there too. So as Dave was just mentioning in his video, I've got to get all the wiring harnesses in first. I didn't do that. I should have. I just never got round to it, and then my brother came to visit me and we put the engine and gearbox in because that's kind of helpful with two. So the wiring harnesses went in afterwards. But we are getting there. Heater is now bolted in place, and we are progressing slowly but surely. And my brother promises me it'll be starting in about an hour. I think he'll be starting to drink heavily in about an hour, and that's probably more like the truth.
I think so.
I'm glad you took the easy task today. Okay, folks, we'll be back with more later. To deal with the wiring, my brother is taking copious notes to try and match things, and it's not always easy because the old wiring harness, a lot of the braided stuff is just, well, you can't see any colours on it really. It's just ridiculous. And again, this is one of my pet peeves. As you can see, the state of this wiring harness. Yeah, patina, fuck off. This is dangerous. You do not put this kind of harness back in. 1964. So, you know, it's crap. You just don't do it. This, of course, is the new harness. Looking rather resplendent. We've got a lot more to do here. Okay, so this is kind of a back reference. My brother and I are taking a break now. In fact, we're dashing off to Tucson tomorrow. And he's just been using this as a reference. Lots more fun to come. We've emptied out the Mark II and dumped stuff everywhere, and we'll get back to that in a few days, and it will be a few moments for you. And as I've mentioned before, and you can see it here, the wiring harness, the old wiring harness, and it's very useful to keep this shit, even though you don't want it, at least until you finish the car. But doesn't she look beautiful? Okay, back a few seconds for you and quite some time for me. And as can be seen here, I have now got that lot together. Got the ground wire on here, and everything's taped up. I may have to retape that one more time just to make it a little neater. And then I'm going to fix that cable over there out of the way. And I'm just starting on this side now. And of course everything's double on this side because it links across to the other side. So the feed comes through to here and then loops through the harness over to here. So, in fact, it's up here, which you can't see, which you will in a second. And now I've got to shorten these wires, make these connections, and then figure out how to mount an alternator in there. That's going to be fun. Meanwhile, my brother is still struggling with the wiring. I think he's doing it deliberately, personally. I think he just likes to play with little coloured wires. And here he is now with his empty glass. Isn't that disgusting? However, things are about to change. And to add to the fun, we have a little diagram here my brother's made, another one here. He has the wiring diagram. He has my dash out that I've already wired, and he has his iPad with a spreadsheet on it. So, oh, and the wiring harness, the old wiring harness that's on the floor, so that he can figure out what the fuck's going on. This is a long job, guys, but it's fun for me.